Hello folks, it's Sean, Victorian Piper. A very happy Friday to you. It's quite a good Friday for me because I've had some additional leave granted from my day job. So for the next few weeks I've got Friday afternoons off. So always nice to get a bit of extra spare time. Anyway, thought I'd do a little video today. A couple of different things. I've picked up an interesting estate pipe from eBay, which I'd never seen before. Not that I've been in the game that long to have seen pretty much everything, but even to me it was quite unusual, and I do scour eBay quite a lot. I thought I'd do a VR in the middle of this. The 5 blends VR that's been going around, as I've been nominated by a couple of folks. And also just a little bit of news about my videos and an addition that will hopefully make them a bit more interesting for you. Anyway, let's start with the estate pipe. So, as I said, I do keep an eye on eBay quite a lot. I used to really struggle with not just buying everything I saw, but I've controlled it a bit, I think, anyway. I've not bought too many estate pipes lately, but I do like picking up the odd estate, especially if it needs a little bit of work, as that's just another interesting part of our hobby, isn't it? If that kind of thing appeals, cleaning up and getting something old and perhaps a little bit sorry for itself back to a decent smoking condition. So what did I pick up? Now, it was quite a cheap buy, which Mrs. VP will be pleased to know. Let's grab it here. So here it is. This is the original box for the item in question. Very fetching fake crocodile skin cardboard. Now, I really couldn't find, there's a little sticker on there, I don't know what it relates to. I really couldn't find much information about these at all. So let's open up the box. It's even still got the original tissue packing. The pipe is in a sock. Again, the original sock. And if we just show you this, there's a little ticket in the box. I'll show you that as well. But it is, hopefully this will come up and you can see it, the Caliclay pipe. Cool and hygienic, made in England by JP & Co. Now, I do know who JP & Co is. I did manage to find that out. Let me just show you the card and then we'll get the pipe out of the bag. So there we go. The modern clay tobacco pipe made from Devonshire clay. So let's have a look. Now, this did need only a minor bit of cleaning up. The only thing that really needed doing was there was a little bit of oxidation and a tiny bit of chatter on the very end of the ebonite stem. So let's take a look. As you know, I've got quite an interest in clay pipes, and if we ever get out of this mess, hopefully we'll be making clay pipes. So no huge reveal, it's nothing fancy. There you go. The lighting's not great in here, is it? There you go. If I tilt it like that, you can see it. So you can see it's quite small. Like I said, ebonite stem, which I've cleaned up, polished up. That's not looking too bad, although it has oxidised slightly since I did it a couple of days ago. The silver band on it obviously isn't silver. It's not even nickel, I think, because there are a couple of pits in it. I think it's chrome. It's chromed, possibly aluminium, but. And then the bowl itself, there you go, if I reflect it in the light. So it's not what you'd consider a traditional plain white clay. In fact, I've got one in the drawer here. It's obviously a clay, as you'd think, a sort of traditional white clay pipe. And actually, as a comparison, this is a calabash shape that Rex Key made for me, famous obviously of the Broseley pipe works. And there's the colour clay, very similar size actually, so it does mirror the size of a sort of traditional clay pipe. In my mind, that finish, I think is designed to look a little like a meerschaum, one that's been well smoked, but that may not have been their original intention, I don't know. But yes, it was very clean to start with, but a little clean up of the stem. There was a reasonable amount of cake in the thing actually. Now normally with a clay pipe you wouldn't allow a cake to build up. It's not particularly beneficial for the pipe. And obviously with clays, one of the ideas is you get a good clean taste of your tobacco. They don't tend to ghost, but if you let a cake build up, the cake will ghost. So that was reamed out. And as with a lot of old English estates, that's definitely had St Bruno or Condor smoked in it. A Lakeland, but more likely, like I said, Condor or St Bruno. Now, the little bit of information I did find on JP & Co, so that is John Pollock & Co, based in Manchester, and I've got a note down here somewhere. 1879 they started making clay pipes. Now, that's quite late in the clay pipe industry. It's remarkably late actually, so whether they specialised in anything in particular I don't know. They still make clay pipes using the original John Pollock moulds, and they're made by Wilsons of Sharrow, which you snuff takers are probably familiar with, as they're a famous English snuff manufacturer. So you can still buy Pollock branded clay pipes made in the original moulds. But these colour clay pipes are a bit of a mystery. I can't really find anything about them. I found one forum post from about 4 years ago where a chap had also picked one of these up on eBay, and he said he remembered buying one for him and his father in the early 70s, and that it cost, if he remembered rightly, it cost him £4 or £4 each. Now, £4 in the early 70s wasn't particularly cheap, so I don't know if these were marketed as a more premium pipe. I don't really know. And beyond that, and the odd old eBay listing, you know, that sometimes still crop up where it's been cached from way back. Really can't find anything about them at all. But anyway, obviously for myself with an interest in clays, I thought it was quite nice. It was also cheap as chips, as I said. And I reckon it's going to smoke okay. So, before I move on to the rest of what I wanted to talk about, I'm going to get this loaded up with why change what was apparently smoked in it? St Bruno. So, I'll say there is a slight smell, so there will be an ever so slight ghost, but I'm only going to put the same thing in it. So I'll get this loaded up. See you in a minute. So there we go. All loaded up with a nice bowl of St Bruno, as I showed you. I do like that quite a lot. And as you would expect, my usual problem. As I was saying, as you would expect, that bowl, I've only a minute ago lit this, that bowl's getting quite hot. Expected for a clay. Spot the problem. Now, your traditional clay you would hold by the stem. They generally have slightly longer stems, and if not, I think I've already put it back in the drawer. That calabash, it has at least got a section you could hold it by. not so easy with this. Doable, I suppose, but not very elegant. But it is feather light. Don't think I mentioned that. It does clench really well. Anyway, let's not dwell on this much longer. Got other things to talk about, and I don't want to be here forever, and I know you won't watch forever. So, next up, Buckeye Piper did a sort of a challenge, and that was to nominate 5 blends with various categories, and then to nominate 3 people who would also do the same, and nominate another 3 people, and so on. Now, I've been watching quite a few of yours with interest, and whether I'm lucky, depends how you look at it, I've been nominated twice. So, thank you both. First one was Mr. Beach, and the second person to nominate me, and I need to keep referring to my notes, was Buckeye Piper Steve. So thank you very much both for thinking of me. So the challenge was, like I said, to name 5 different tobaccos in 5 different categories, and what would you pick? So looking back at the note, number 1 was your favourite everyday blend. Number 2 was your favourite OTC blend. Number 3 would be your Friday night blend. 4 would be the one to impress. And 5 was your special occasion. Now, I wrote this down yesterday, I think, on my little note. And I started to write my answers down so I wouldn't forget. I've written the first one down. Okay, so I'm going to have to slightly wing this. Let's just get this going again. I did pack it really loosely, and I think that's the problem. It's, again, you've seen this 100 times now. It's a very long, deep bowl, so I didn't want to massively fill it or I'll be here all day. Just trying to smoke this. So, number 1, your everyday blend. Now, I am going to temper this whole list with the excuse, if you like, that I've only been at this a year, just over a year. So my experience with a wide range of tobaccos, and especially for actually collecting and selling tobaccos, is minimal. So some of these might be a bit similar. So, everyday blend, I don't have one. I've got about 30 jars plus no end of samples that very kind folks out there have sent. What I tend to do is I might have an idea in my head, or I'll just have a quick look in the drawer and go, that one. And then I'll pick a pipe appropriate to the tobacco. I've got a number of pipes that I only put certain, types in. But if I had to have my arm twisted, Rich Dark Flake. It's definitely my favourite currently, but I guess if I just sort of generally went for one more than often, like I say, more than the others, Rich Dark Flake. So number 2 was the OTC. That one's quite easy. Smoking it right now. And that was, of course, St. Bruno. Running a bit low, actually. My other option would be Condor. They're very similar. Condor's the stronger blend, but I haven't got any of that at the minute. So St. Bruno for the OTC. Now, number 3 would be your Friday night blend. Now, I did have a little think about this yesterday when I originally wrote the list out, and I don't think I actually came up with a choice, which is probably why I didn't carry on writing things down. But for a Friday night blend, and it's Friday today, obviously I've got a bowl of Bruno on now, but it is mid-afternoon, I think. I've got a clock in here, so I'm not too sure. But I think if I had to pick something, I'd go for something bolder. Generally, I'll have a nice bold blend on a Friday evening. And I think for that one, I'm going to go for McBaron's HH Old Dark Fired. I've got stronger blends than that and similar blends, but that's the one I tend to pick if I want something really tasty, but with a bit of oomph. So number 4 was a blend to impress. Now this is where I'm struggling. I started way too late to get into the whole Frogmorton and McClellan's and even Dunhill, if you're thinking of UK blends. I've never had a Dunhill blend, and obviously you just can't get them now. Unless you happen to stumble into an old tobacconist that's been forgotten in the back of Beyond, who may have some on the shelves still. Absolutely no chance. So to impress is going to be quite difficult for me. So I'm going to split this into 2 categories. I've generally given 2 choices for the others. Really struggling to keep this lit, but then I am waffling. That's better. So yeah, I'm going to split it into 2 categories. Now that's whether I'm impressing an American friend or a British friend. Now, if I'm impressing an American friend, I have a decent selection of Gareth Hogarth / Sam Gareth blends. I know you over there in the US, Canada and other places really struggle to get hold of them, whereas we can get them really easily, and obviously the more unusual ones. So I think a blend to impress an American, I'd be hard pushed to pick one. Let's go for Black Irish Twist. It's super unusual, as you're probably aware, and it's an impressive tobacco. I'll give it that. We're trying to impress. So for my UK friends, again, I don't have anything really exotic, but I do have some American blends that they probably haven't tried. So one of those would be Sun Bear, very kindly gifted to me by Badger Ash, and the other one is C&D San Sepolcro, which is quite a beefy cigar leaf almost type blend. So I think I'd go with one of those for UK friends. Then the last one is Special Occasion. Now again, I haven't really got anything special, but I was gifted a sample of something that we here in the UK really can't get hold of. So that would be Esoterica Penzance. I think it was Newton Piper sent me a nice decent sample of that, and obviously because of its rarity here, that I tend to only smoke, special occasions really. However, and I'm name dropping a lot here, but it shows just how generous and friendly you guys are. Steve Connington, Smoking Cardboard, he's actually got me a tin of Esoterica Century. Not one of their most sought after blends, I know, but it's something I really wanted to try, and when that gets over to me, that will probably be my special occasion tobacco, because again, the Penzance is very limited. It won't last too long. Century might last me a little bit longer, so that would be my special occasion one. So those are my choices, and I can see that it took me a long time to get through those. So 3 nominations. Now, I don't know if any of these people have been nominated before. I have been watching quite a few of your videos with your blends and nominations, so I'll try not to, well, at least I don't think I'm picking people that have already been chosen. But the first one is going to be Badger Ash. Thank you for the Sun Bear. Couldn't not include you because of that. The second one is Newton Piper, and that's again, you've provided one of the tobaccos on my list, so I nominate you. And for the third one, somebody else who sent me some, very generously sent me a package of some tobacco, and that is Stateside, so that's Ken, Ocean Waves Piper. They're in California, so you're my third pick. So if you do see these guys and you've managed to watch this long, because it's been a while, please do have a go at that. So last thing then, my videos. Obviously I'm a bit stuck at the minute in the surroundings of my wonderful garage, because we're in lockdown, museums closed, we can't travel to get to anywhere else, so I'm really limited, same as the other guys in the UK, really limited on what I can film. But when things do get better, when the museum reopens and when we can travel around a bit more and the weather's got better, so the motorbike that's sitting looking forlorn at me just there because it hasn't been used in a couple of months, we'll get out and about, do some more videos around the history and interesting things, especially in my local area. And what will enhance those, hopefully, is I've had a boy's toy drop today. I had some Amazon vouchers from work for a job well done, which can't complain at that. So I've bought something basically I've always quite fancied having, and that's a drone. So I don't think we see them too much in pipe videos. I guess there's not much scope really for having your 7L on the grass and zooming in and out and around it with a drone, but I think it would be perfect for some of the historic locations, houses, castles. Like I say, Bliss Hill, there's the large area of the blast furnaces there I've not shown you, and most of it is actually fenced off. You can get up to them, but you can't get in them because they're unsafe. Drone would be perfect for giving you a really good view of how it would have looked. There's a chimney in Telford Down Park, the Sturchley chimney it's known as. Originally the site there was also a blast furnace, and then in later years I believe it was a chemical works, but either way there's a really impressive super tall chimney. I have shown it in one of my very early videos actually, but again it'd be brilliant to get the drone up and give you a really good view of that, and also for myself because you know, I can't see up there, so quite looking forward to that. So fingers crossed I don't smash the thing up within my first couple of attempts. I've played video games all my life, and looking at the controller for the thing, it looks like a video game controller, so kind of hoping it's not too difficult. So anyway, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Always appreciated, and like I said, I really look forward to being able to get out and give you some more of the content I want to give you, and I think the stuff you generally find more interesting. So keep yourself safe, be well, and I'll see you soon, hopefully.